D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I finished The Mandalorian Season 1, and I did it on Friday when it dropped. I just haven't had time with the whole holiday season and everything, and now we have New Year's coming up and all that stuff, and I have a whole bunch of videos coming out, and this was the one that I wanted to do first and everything. So I loved this season, and I have to say, like, this show is the tentpole TV show of the Disney Plus streaming service as of now. I mean, this show is so good. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's got a 94% from critics and a 93% from audiences on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think that that's appropriately so. I think that that this show is so good, and I feel so well received that, I mean, like, the bad things that you complain about it, I mean, like, if you don't like this show, I'm sorry, you're stupid. You're just straight up stupid. You're a big dumb, and I don't understand how you can't like this show. Sure, there are a couple of things to complain about, but if you're complaining, it's all semantics, and you're just complaining about the tiniest nonsense. I mean, there's just nothing for you, like, substantial for you to complain about. I mean, you could be like, oh, it's a Sunday morning cartoon, or it's fan service. Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with all of that. I'm fine with every single thing of it. It's Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I can't get enough of it. It's so good. It's ridiculously good. So now, for this review, I'm going to condense everything, but I'm going to go by episodes. I'm going to talk about those, and then I'm going to talk about the characters. Now, if you look at the episodes, every episode this season, it has a fresh tomato on Rotten Tomatoes, and I mean, the lowest one I think is like a 73%, and that's episode 5, which we'll talk about, because I don't understand that. But everybody loves them, and I love them, so yeah, so let's just get started. So I'm gonna do episodes 1 through 3 together because these 3 episodes felt more like one long episode than 3 separate episodes. I know that they aired one after another weekly. Well, the first 2, one dropped on Tuesday and the other one dropped on Friday. So good. But I didn't feel more like they felt more like a cohesive episode than just all separate episodes. And if you do like I did, go back and watch all the episodes together, those 3 really like blend together just really, really well. And it was definitely the highlight in episode 3 when the Mandalorians came over that ridge and started fighting the whole bounty hunter guild and helped Mando out. And I also loved in episode 2, one of my favorite parts was when when the Jawas sent Mando over to get the egg, and they just kept yelling, the egg, the egg, the egg, and then he gets the egg, and then they just eat it like a Keebler egg. It was so good. I just loved it. It was so funny. I thought that the egg was something significant, but no, they were just like, we want a snack, and it's hard to get this snack, so we're just gonna send this tough guy to do it. So, moving on to episode 4. Now, for me, this, in my opinion, was the weakest episode. I know a lot of people didn't like episode 5, but I'll get to episode 5 in just a second. But for me, personally, this was the weakest episode, and I really felt like the best parts of this episode was all the scenes with that Imperial Walker, and that everything else was just kind of like blah. I mean, it was still good, but as far as the episode goes, I mean, I understand he was trying to, that struggle of him competing with, wanting a family life but yet being a bounty hunter and all that stuff. But I just really felt like this was the weakest episode, in my opinion. And then, of course, moving on to episode 5. Now, I loved this episode for more than one reason. Now, I loved a lot of the fan service in this episode. I loved all the Easter eggs in this episode. And I know a lot of people were complaining about this episode a lot and complaining like there was too many Easter eggs. But I personally loved them. I loved going to Tatooine. I love all the throwbacks. And I also loved it when they were riding the speeder bikes. That was really great. I also liked how they showed how the little bounty hunter intern, I don't know how bounty hunter interns like earn their membership into the guild. I really loved that whole process and everything. And And then I loved at the end when after they shot that assassin lady, which I'll talk about all this in my season 2 video, but when he shot that assassin lady and left her for dead, and then what everybody's saying online is that it was Moff Gideon who shows up at the very end to see if she's dead or if she's still alive, but he brings her back. I hope she's still alive, but. But that's the question. Was it Moff Gideon or was it somebody else? Is she dead or is she still alive? I really hope she's alive. And again, I'll talk about that in my season 2 video. So then moving on to episode 6. Now, this is my second favorite episode of the season. I really love this episode. I love the whole heist aspect of it. And I love the characters that were in this episode. I thought at the time of this episode that it came out, that the team that was in this one was the team that Mando should have started out with and been dealt with from the get-go. And then at this point, see, episode 6 was when they betrayed him and he would leave them behind and everything. I just thought that he would start out with this team, maybe in episode 2 or whatnot, and then go through those episodes with them because I liked their banter, I liked their non-trusting each other and all that stuff. But, when we just about to talk about episode 7, that's where you get to see the team come together. And speaking of that, let's go on to episode 7. Now, throughout the entire series, I was always wondering what is the end game of this season. And this episode brought it all home. Now, I realized that the whole point of the season was to bring together these characters, these individual characters, and then bring them back to the starting point, I can't remember the planet's name, to reveal the big bad of the season, and then to bring in the conclusion of season 1 into that last episode. But I really, there were some sad moments when Kuel died. I don't know his name, the little orange guy, and everything. And there was just some great moments in this episode. I loved, the reprogramming of IG-80 or IG-11 and everything. I just loved this episode a lot because it brought us to episode 8. Now, like most people, this is my favorite episode of the season, and it was just so great to see, for one, a competent bad guy in Moff Gideon, and just to see a fully formed plan of his. Also, I really liked at the end when he was flying in the TIE fighter, and Mando used the jetpack to get up to the TIE fighter, and then, of course, the last scene with the Darksaber was just so fantastic. I can't say enough crazy awesome things about it. And now, so for the season overall, I thought was just fantastic. I mean, it had Easter eggs, it had things I wanted to see in it, and it had new things I wanted to see that I didn't know I wanted to see. It had information from the past, and it had questions that still need to get answered. I just loved the whole season. It was just so good and so well thought out, and it shows you that you need to write out a plan, unlike the Star Wars movies. You need to write out an outline of what you want to happen in each episode to get to that end game that you want. So now that I've finished with the episodes, I want to talk about the characters individually, and I'm only going to talk about the main characters. And of course, the first one that I want to talk about is the Mandalorian, Din, or Mando. I like calling him Mando rather than Din. But I think he's my favorite. But my favorite part about this character is just you really get to see the relationships and the bonds that he forms and creates with these other characters and that he needs throughout the entire season. I mean, my favorite, of course, is his relationship with Baby Yoda. Seeing himself in Baby Yoda as a foundling, and then the season goes on. In fact, they were both saved by Mandalorians, and then they were both, kind of taken in by Mandalorian and then shown the same things as Mandalorian. And I love that aspect of it, but I also loved his relationship with the other characters in there. Even though it was short and short-lived for some, it was still nice to see him get those relationships and see how he interacted with them in different ways. And so the next one I want to talk about, the next character, is Greef Karga. Now, I have to be honest, this was my least favorite character in the final group. I just didn't care for him as a character. The actor did just fine. I didn't like him as a person. The character, he kind of redeemed himself at the end, but at the same time, I just go, he's still a bad guy that I don't trust because, I mean, you'll lie once, you'll lie twice, 3 times a lady, and he's a liar, and you can't trust a liar. So, I mean, I wouldn't trust him at all going forward if he ends in season 2, which he probably will be. So the next I want to talk about is IG-11. Gosh, I keep calling him IG-88, but he's not IG-88, he's IG-11. And I do like IG-11. I like his transformation from bounty hunter to serving droid to caregiver for Baby Yoda. Plus, I really like at the end when he came in and saved the group from those stormtroopers on that speeder bike. It was just so great, and I really did like it a lot. And then, so for next one I want to talk about is Kuil? I don't know how to say his name, but I like this character for the most part, but in all honesty, he really didn't do much except for, give advice and build things and then say, I have spoken a lot. But like, he was a fun character. I was kind of sad when he died. I thought he might not have died. They just might have injured him, or he might have just, fallen over, but he obviously died because he dug the grave for him at the end. But, I mean, I'm not going to be sad to see this character gone. Like, him not coming back is not going to be a big loss for myself, personally. And then I want to talk about Cara Dune. Now, I have to admit, when we were first introduced to Cara Dune, I didn't think that the actress playing her, Gina Carano, did a good job acting-wise. Now, I'm talking about her in the 4th episode. But I will admit that when we got to the 7th and 8th episode, I felt like she really stepped up her game, and really brought her forward as an actress. Not enough to carry her own Disney Plus show. I know I did see some rumblings online about her getting her own Disney Plus show, but I don't think she's good enough actress at this point to get her own Disney Plus show. They might do it anyways, and of course I will be there to watch it. I just feel like she still has some more work to do acting-wise. But saying that, she really kicked butt in those last 2 episodes. Like, she really brought her game up, and I felt like Gina Carano did such a good job, and I was really happy to see her still on the show and alive at the end, because I do want to see more of this character going forward. And again, I want to bring it back to Moff Gideon. As I said before, it was really nice to see a competent bad guy in the Empire. I really liked how he had a plan, and once he realized that he was being duped when the client was like, the baby is sleeping, and then he shot up the client and all the stormtroopers. I liked that he took his matters into his own hands, and it was a refreshing breath of fresh air to see a bad guy that wasn't so stupid or taken by surprise. I mean, the whole time. I mean, if he was taken by surprise with the IG-11 coming in, excuse me, but he reacted accordingly to the situation. When Mando had that big Gatling gun shooting at him, he shot the power box, that little box, it blew up, and that's how he took him out. He wasn't like, oh no, what are we gonna do, and everything, like most Imperial officers. And of course, the last one I want to talk about is Baby Yoda. Like most people, I love Baby Yoda. I mean, how can you not love Baby Yoda? I mean, he's adorable. He's got the Force powers. He gives you everything you want more, and I think you just can't get enough of him. I mean, he's so like super cute, and he really shines in this season, and hopefully he shines even more in season 2, which I will do a video by today of that. But he's just so great. I love Baby Yoda. I can't say enough good things about Baby Yoda. So, in conclusion, this show is absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see more in Season 2, which will be coming out the fall of 2020, as tweeted by Jon Favreau. And I can't say enough about this show. It's so good. It gives you everything you want in Star Wars and more. I really am enjoying it, and I think that this show is worth the $5.99 that you pay a month for the streaming service, or at least I feel this is worth it. And so I just think, if you don't have Disney Plus, go out and get it now just for this show. So, that is my review for Mandalorian Season 1, my condensed review. Sorry, I didn't want to make this a 50-minute video, but it's just so good, and I just really hope you guys enjoyed the show. I mean, if you did enjoy the show, tell me what was your favorite part, what was your favorite episode, who was your favorite character, if you liked the season, yada, all that good stuff. You can leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next review. You guys have a good day. Bye.